In our last video of this unit, we're going to take a look at sigma notation for geometric series. So this is just asking us for the sum of the first 6 terms in this geometric sequence. We know that it is geometric because we have a common ratio. We've got 2 times the quantity, common ratio, to the k minus 1 power. So this looks very much like the explicit formula for a geometric sequence. For our sum formula, remember the sum is the first term times 1 minus that common ratio to the nth power all over 1 minus r. So we need the first term. Thinking about substituting 1 for k, we would get 3 to the 0 power, which is 1. 2 times 1, of course, is 2. So that's our first term. So the sum of the first 6 terms is 2 times 1 minus 3 is our common ratio to the 6th power all over 1 minus 3, and that gives us a sum of 728. The last formula we're going to take a look at is the formula for the sum of an infinite geometric series. The only way you can find a sum for an infinite series is if the common ratio is between 0 and 1. That way we're multiplying by a number that's making each term smaller, and so after a while we're essentially just adding 0, which is how we get a sum. Of course, if that ratio is bigger than 1, each number is getting bigger, so the sum would be infinite. So again, this formula only works when that common ratio is less than 1, or between 0 and 1. So writing that formula down, we have the sum. If you want to put a little infinite symbol, you can, or you can just do s for the sum, is the first term all over 1 minus the common ratio. So we're asked to find the sum for this infinite series, again from 1 to infinity. So first we need our first term. When we substitute 1 in for n, we get 1/2 to the 0 power, which is 1. And that common ratio is the base, which is 1/2. So 1 divided by 1/2 gives us a sum for this series of 2. Your U-Try problem is a bit involved. It's asking you to apply everything you know about geometric sequences and series so far, so you need to remember the recursive formula, the explicit formula, and which formula to use for each of the different questions.